people get stuck and they do dumbass shit in side control all the time.
So I got a question for you guys. Actually, can I just ask a question? Maybe we start that way.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, so
perfectly
I've never
fine.
done the no-gi. I've never done no-gi, but they told us in our gi classes, we grab gi, we kind of control the shoulders a little bit and keep the arms from being able to reach.
Oh, yeah.
In no-gi, they were basically like, it's the same thing, but you kind of want to like get your hands in the
That's
armpits
This is your grip.
or biceps.
Yeah.
But they were like this, and then
Yeah, because your goal is to keep me flat.
they told me we have two options. So basically how they explained it to us in beginner class is this is like being mounted just in the opposite position.
Sure.
They're
Yeah.
like,
If you have a good full guard player, that's
Right.
exactly what it
he was
is.
basically like, the worst position is having someone in full mount. He's like, the second worst position, he's like, you think you're not as vulnerable because you're on top right now? He's like, but it's basically like you were in full mount and we just rolled over.
Yeah.
He's like, he can.
He's in a much better offensive position.
Right. They were like, you feel like you have the upper hand because you're literally the upper person. They're like, you are basically at risk of
So
every
breaking-
submission he can do from the top, he can do from the bottom.
Even in a street fight, this is the
Yeah,
better position.
this is
Defensive.
right here,
Yeah.
right here before you can do anything,
Yeah.
you have to break my guard.
Right.
Absolutely have to break my guard. And this is where I'm terrible. Is when I get stuck in a good full guard player's full guard is breaking that. So maybe
So
we go over
we
something like that.
were
too.
told for no gi, because like I said, I've only done the classes.
No.
I haven't used them live, so it's a little easier to do them when like people are.
Right, everything's
We were
gonna be
told
different.
control.
Right.
We're told we have two options. We can control and do the standard like kind of like try to work out of it.
This is good.
Try to fill the gap. Like you're supposed to try to fill this gap behind you, and then you can slowly like
Just keep backing up.
maybe break it. They're like the other more dangerous, but the other thing we were told is you can stand with the idea that he's probably gonna go for a trip. So I get you here,
Right.
I get one leg up, I get both legs up. He goes, at this point, he's like, understand you're going back down,
Right.
but you're hopefully going to end up in a
Right.
better position because you're gonna grab my leg, you're gonna
Right.
trip me, and we're gonna come down.
Right.
But he's like, if you can get a hold of a leg or just keep him from
Oh yeah.
getting up,
Because
they're
if I
like,
get you here,
they're
I'm
like
just-
right now you're in a 50-50.
Right.
It's every dog's fight, and then you might end back up in guard,
Right.
but you also might not end up in guard.
Right.
So we were told, break the guard,
No,
or just get into a scramble, because of how dangerous it is to stay on top of a.
Yeah, put me in your full guard. Your first go-to is perfect. Okay, this is taught to
Breaking
me.
it?
Yeah, this is taught to me. So when you're in someone's full guard, this is taught to me by my black belt coach. So obviously here, okay, this is important.
So
to
you
keep
go-
them flat.
you go-
I go see you're under here. You know,
Thumbs
this
on
is
top.
Yep, and arms locked out.
Yep.
Because as soon as your arms are locked out, you know what I mean. You're
Yeah.
at your strongest. If you're here trying to push, look
You're
at
gonna point
that.
out.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you got to posture up.
Yeah, they told us, they kept saying chin up, because
Here?
we get in a bad habit of keeping our heads down.
Oh yeah.
And they'd be
No,
like,
you want to
chin
be
up,
like
chin up.
here. So maybe hand here,
Right.
hand to the hip,
Mm-hmm.
knee to the butt. Start backing out. You're backing out. As soon as you feel that space,
Get the knee
you
up.
lift that combat stance right here.
And then you can fold down on him.
Because you're sitting here, and then he's going to be forced to, you know, what I mean, start playing his.
Right.
And make sure you don't pass. But if you're here, you're in the position he doesn't want you here.
Right.
You know, and that combat stance is key. As soon as you can get that knee up, even if it's not fully broken yet, you go here, never all the way to the center, just halfway into the butt cheek. You know what I
We
mean?
were always told keep our knees
Back
out.
up.
Until we
Boom.
moved that knee in, we were told to always keep our knees outside of him when we were first.
Oh yeah.
When we were just in guard, always keep
Yeah,
like don't
always
let your
have
knees
that
get too
wide
close
base
together.
because they'll sweep the shit out of you.
Right.
You know, like
There's all kinds of
because if I'm here and I'm too narrow here,
Yes. Yep.
like I'm going over. But that good wide base here with your posture up.
They also showed us like 2-on-1, like
grabbing two up or two.
basically, yeah. If you got me in guard, it was like you could get 2-on-1, but he was basically like, yeah, you get to a high level guy, he could do so much with the other arm. But they're like, don't. They're like trying to go for the shoulders.
I personally like to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to have really good balance. Don't ever stand up with your feet right next to each other. So from here,
Right. You're gonna
like
let me.
I'm standing,
With me.
and one up, and the other one, like I want it
Mhm.
away. So here, and then I'm attacking the legs.
Right,
As soon as this breaks, I'm controlling these.
Mhm.
Right.
Right, because he can't. As soon as that breaks, like, control one of the feet. Like, at least one.
Right.
You want both of them, but controlling those feet is key. Because these motherfuckers will fall into a single leg X and rip your fucking ankle off before you ever know it, you
The
know?
nice thing I got is at the gym I'm at, you're not allowed to touch legs until
Okay.
until you're blue belt.
Oh, nice.
So that's nice.
Hey, that's
In a
cool.
weird way.
Hey, no, I mean, it's hard to learn it. You know what I mean? So, like, it's hard to learn it not doing it, but if you're only rolling there,
Right.
You know?
There are some gyms that do that, and it's
like, no, there's quite a few gyms that do that, I think. And I agree with it to an extent, you know what I mean? But if you have a higher level white belt that's to get ankle locked in competition, you need to show them how to defend it at least. Because in competition, you can get ankle locked at white belt.
At what, 80cc or whatever?
Here, anywhere. Straight ankles are fine.
Straight ankle. Yeah.
Straight ankles are fine. Heel hooks are shit. No knee bars. But you can get straight ankles. Like, I've seen numerous people just.
Even in the IBJJF or whatever it is?
Yeah, they can-
just
they
ankle
can-
locks for whites?
I think it's just like
Straight ankles.
Straight ankles?
Mhm.
Okay, interesting.
And there's no heel hooks in the gi for IBJJF or any level. I don't
In the
think.
gi?
Yeah. I don't think that's another weird IBJJF.
Well, I think in no-gi there is now though.
Nice.
There wasn't, but I think there is now. There's also options like the body lock pass.
Yeah, show this one. I've only seen it a couple times.
So the idea for this one is if we can
Right.
get our hands wrapped clear around the body here.
And that's usually when someone's trying to posture you down, you can do this, you know?
The gable grip.
Yeah, so I have a gable grip here, and it's best if I can get an arm with it.
Right.
That's around here.
Mm-hmm.
Make these legs open.
And that body lock
I
that.
think
Nasty.
especially for bigger guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think my goal for the next, my buddy who's the blue belt who got me started, he told me your goal for the next 2 weeks should be how long can you keep him in your guard if you're on the bottom? Just like practice not being super easy to get out of. And he said, and then practice escaping.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, in about 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to get tired of just hanging out on bottom, and you're going to start being like, all right, let's work on an arm bar, let's work on a triangle. He's like, just kind of piece it together. He's like,
Right.
one new thing every couple of weeks. He's like, it's not as bad. He's like, the biggest mistake is people want to go home and watch 25 things, and then think they're going to remember it while they're rolling live and like pull from it. He's like, no. He's like every night you'll watch a bunch of things and be like, all right, here's a couple options, here's a couple options. He's like, and you won't remember fucking one. And
Right.
He's like, so just pick a new thing and add it, and he's like, just build. He's like,
No, that's a
he
hell
said,
of a
you
good
got 10,
strategy.
he's like, you got 10 years. He's like,
Mhm.
every 2 or 3 weeks, add another thing. And he's like, just build. And I'm like, fair enough.
The game is never ending.
Mhm.
Dude, right now they're working, because I still have to go into so if I go into a lot, which I'm going to go into rolling classes now,
Mhm.
they're obviously trying to like cater to purples and stuff that are in there too. So they're working on a combo right now, and I'm so sloppy, I just kind of roll with it, let the dude do it to me. But they're working on a combo right now where, like, you're supposed to end up in a good position every time. So you got a seatbelt, and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for a choke. So he defends, and then they do something where they like grab their own wrist, and they end up with the arm, right?
Mhm.
So then they're gonna go to arm bar, right?
Oh yeah.
So they get to arm bar, and this guy is maybe tough or whatever. So they're throwing in a neck crank right now, where they'll literally they go to arm bar. That's not gonna work. They throw in a neck crank where they grab their shin here with the arm underneath.
Oh yeah.
So then they neck crank. Well, maybe he doesn't like that.
Right.
He rolls, he ends up on top or something.
Mhm.
It's like you're already into a triangle, he stacks you, you roll him by grabbing the leg while he's got you stacked, and you're back in the arm bar. But the combo they're working on right now is like, dude keeps rolling, and every time he rolls, he realizes like still in arm bar.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, that's way too advanced for me right now, but it's interesting to see guys know what they're doing it.
Oh yeah, that's where it starts coming in the higher level stuff. Like you'll learn these one singular submissions, you know what I mean? But you'll like for the most part you're gonna get the second or third one, you know, that you're thinking of, you know. Like,
it's gonna take
years.
At least a year and a half, closer to 2 years to really develop like
it's cool seeing him do it, but I'm basically there for like a body at the moment. I'm like, dude, that's so far advanced right now.
a sense of like mat awareness enough to like actually start piecing some of these things together.
Oh yeah.
Because you're so full of you just get so much information the first year and a half that it takes that long to be like, all right, I need to set aside like these are my strengths. This is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I like doing. This is what actually works for me. Let's build on this. Let's throw out all this other stuff that we've been taught. Like we're just throwing shit at the wall for white belts, seeing what sticks.
They showed us, you know, someone's in your guard, you want to keep the pull down. They're like, the idea behind that, they're like, you'll eventually learn the idea behind that is because you have a lot of submissions. But like right now, we're just trying to keep in your guard. Try to break guard if you're in guard. Side control, trying to get, they call it like 100 kilos. They're like, they showed us normal side control, and then they showed us like throwing the elbow over the head and grabbing the head. And then on the bottom, keep your base and try to keep your knee up. And then showed us 2 sweeps and showed us arm bar and triangle. And they're like, there's way more. They're like, but you have.
No, that's good that they keep it
that
like, simple.
Here's 2 sweeps. Here's 2 attacks. Here's this. They're like, spend the next 6 months getting good at that. And the other thing is you get guys, and I even found myself guilty, where you're like, well, of course I can do this when there's no resistance. Like, give me a little resistance. So you give each other 50% resistance, and they don't really say anything about that. They're fine. And then when they see all of a sudden people like scrambling, like having too much fun, they're like, they'll tell you like, hey, you're wasting your time because technique always wins out over like strength.
Oh yeah.
They're like, so this resistance you're giving each other and seeing how like strong you are against each other, like it doesn't work. And what they do, they were cool. They grab you and be like, you want to see what it feels like when someone knows what they're doing? And like,
You should use
they
your
get like
strength.
halfway.
Like, use your strength.
Yeah, they get like halfway into the grip, and they're not even executing the move yet, and the way they've got you grabbed was already hurting. And they're like, you're like, fuck.
If a move and a technique is done correctly, the last couple steps aren't really even necessary.
Right.
A lot of times.
Right.
Like most people would be tapping before that. You know?
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what he was showing.
If stuff is set up correctly, it's effortless.
Right.
No matter like, I mean, there's obviously extreme size differences where it's gonna matter, but like I don't know, you guys are way better than I am, and it's not gonna it don't matter too much if it's set up.
And we see that. I'm not a small guy by any stretch, but I'm never the biggest guy in the gym either. And I saw that early, and I'm glad I saw it early, that it just truly didn't matter how much effort I exerted. I just needed to learn.
They showed us, because the purple belt, we had a couple purple belts in there who are about, like, the small Asian dudes maybe a
Happy.
50, happy, yeah. Happy,
Dog.
not big, yeah. But when he'll grab you and show you the move, you're like, basically what they were trying to do real fast was be like, hey, like strength only, how they explained to us is strength only matters when you have an equal sized opponent and an equal skilled opponent. And that's the dividing. They're like, as much as you want to like, you feel like, as much as you feel like a kid right now being shown something, you're like, okay, I got it. They're like, you don't got it.
Yeah,
you think you got it.
Right.
You just did it 20 times with your friends, and you're like, I got it. You don't got it.
No.
They're using it live, and it's out the window.
And they're like, and even your version of got it is not a
It's
guy.
like you never learned it.
Yeah, because they're like, they'll come over and grab you and show you, and you're like, no, you got it. I don't got it. Like, if that's what I'm supposed to be doing or was doing the last 20 minutes, like, that's not.
No shit.
So, it's pretty cool, like, for them to shoot, to put you in the right direction to be like, hey, like,
it's key.
they're like, you need to get as much time as you can. Basically, they're like, it's boring to do the reps, but they're like, you really have to. They're like, you really have to. They're like, you gotta do it 1,000 times. Even like arm bars and stuff, and they like grab you. Like when Josh Nair, like showing you something, and he's not trying to be rough, but he's just a rough person. Like years of being
every time he does it, he does the steps perfectly.
So when he's showing you, he's trying to be like gentle with it, but it's in his brain to be firm. And so when he's like showing you something, you're like, God damn, that's like tight and strong. No,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you feel like you're never gonna be able to get to that.
Right.
No, they
Yeah.
don't. But yeah, sorry, I'm talking about wasting of time.
No, you're good.
One thing, since I want to focus on Coast Guard, one of my favorite sweeps from Coast Guard for
Okay.
So, obviously, patrolling their posture is what we need to do, getting their posture down. If they're having a good frame and in our armpits, we need to deal with that. We can grab them, grab the hands out, whatever we need to do. But I want to try and get them down close to me if I can. I want this across the body here. Once I get this here, I want to reach up. This gift wrap is one of my favorite positions to be in everywhere. At mount. I love this gift wrap. It's so hard to get out of, and there's so much control. And once we're here, just swinging our hips, grab it under. Now we're on top. This is where I would be. It's on the back. All my paths lead to the back. This is where I feel safest, most comfortable. This is where I want to end the fight every time. That gift wrap is
That gift wrap is
a
nice.
key opponent in many
I'll have to
positions.
start. I'll start using
Okay,
that
it
one.
sounds dumb, but can I try to resist it and have you get at it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it might take a while to get
Right.
there, but it's give me a
Okay,
little
so
bit
my
of
goal is I'm trying to get out. You're gonna try to get grab me.
Yep.
You guys would go thumbs
No,
out.
I go there. That's where I get locked out. And I'm the
So this-
strongest.
I always feel like this, they can kind of like get away from me. I have to be like,
And use what grips you want and feel comfortable with.
yeah.
I need to get that. Gotta get that arm over there.
You used a lot more energy than I did. I've used energy today.
Yeah, way more
Sure.
energy.
You're certainly a lot stronger.
But I don't even. At some point, I must have accidentally brought my hand in here. And I didn't even-
No, yeah. He pushed your arm over that way, and then immediately sucked your head in. And then you were fighting for this, and as you're fighting for this, he grabs your leg.
I don't think you actually grabbed that arm after you had it pinned.
No, you put it over there. You reached across him with it, is what you did.
And once you pulled me down, I don't.
Because I almost
you
said,
didn't have
don't
grab
give it to him.
You didn't have to grab it. I don't think you grabbed
I
it.
think I barely had it, I think, but I
But
think
you basically had to hug it.
it wasn't as
Yeah,
I'd like yet.
Right.
Okay.
But I kept everything. Once you get that arm across at all, anywhere,
Right.
you really want to hunker down so they can knock at that. I think this is kind of what I had. Like I barely
Something like
had
that.
it.
Yeah. And then you went for that leg.
Yep. So anyway, you get this across.
Right.
Once I have this, it's,
Alright, dumb question. Can I go back to that
yeah.
and see? Can you hold me if you don't have my hand?
If I don't have your hand,
Yeah. You think you could execute it without having my hand?
Oh, yeah.
You would just grab your other hand, basically.
yeah. And this is actually a lot more effective in the gi. There's a lot more handles
Oh, yeah.
to hold on to.
Oh, like once you have me down, once you
Yeah.
got my
So-
knee, I'm definitely not posturing
Yeah,
back
so
up.
in the gi, getting that arm across is a lot easier too, because you can grab the sleeve,
Yep.
you pull the sleeve up, and you can grab the sleeve here too.
So say I have my arm here.
Yeah, if your arm is there, you're in a lot of
Oh, you
trouble.
can still get the arm here.
Yeah. You're in a lot of trouble.
Damn, it's gonna be hard enough to let my arm end up there.
It's gonna happen.
It's good.
You know,
It
you're
will
like,
end up there eventually.
Right, so if I'm here. You guys have been in this position so many times.
Yeah.
You're gonna know how to knock.
Right.
You're gonna know how to like get my
Yeah, see me, like, if I'm looking for that,
elbows out, or am I at risk if I have my elbows out of being weak?
you want your elbows locked because your elbow out,
But I don't want them in, right?
So you want
this is fine.
This is what?
Yeah, this is fine. I mean, what you're gonna have to always watch for is someone breaking you down and transitioning to arm bar, you know what I mean?
or bringing their hips high for arm bars.
When you're here, you don't want to chill here.
Yeah.
You want to be trying to break my arm.
Well, I noticed with the good guys, I can't even do. You know how they teach you to like get on the hips and push,
That's right.
and they're like dig your elbows in.
You get-
They told me they're like a lot of
Used to
schools.
that.
A lot of schools are going to tell you to sit back. Near was like a lot of schools are going to tell you sit back, use your elbows, dig into their thighs to open them up. He goes, the problem in a real fight and competition, he's like, you're not going to feel pain. You're like, they're like any of those little tricks where he's like any trick where some dude tells you make it uncomfortable. He goes, dude, when you're fighting or in competition, he's like, that might have knocked a lot of kids out in rolling class. Like, yeah, it hurts, it's annoying. Like, dig. Dude, he's like, competition, that's not gonna give a fuck what you're doing.
No.
He's like, and the other problem was the higher level guys, when we go like this, they'll grab your elbows
Right.
and then they'll shake their legs. They'll vibrate their legs, and it does something. It changes how you balance, and they get it every time. So I get here, you grab my elbows to pull. He can't pull. If he shakes his feet though, like if you bounce your feet up and down, yeah, if you do that while pulling my elbows, so I get here, he grabs my elbows and bounces his feet. It'll like knock me out every time.
Yeah.
They bounce their feet. You know what I'm talking about?
You probably just bring it up here.
No, they literally like here, try it. It's really weird. It does something to. So we're here. They always try to keep their hips up. Like we're told to always keep your hips. Say you were doing the pass on my hips and my thing. They do this thing where they go. And the minute they do that, those little short, like
It breaks it down?
It just breaks it down too quick. Every time, like I'll get real strong posture, and they can't pull. They're like funny,
Right.
like they just, and your elbows just like
Yeah, I don't use that
everything
one.
just like.
Right. I don't use that one. I just grab an elbow and break it down.
Right,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
But they were telling me like, even on the strong guys, they're like,
Right, and if your hands are that low,
Yeah.
if your hands are that low, I'm breaking you down every time.
every time, right?
Every time. If you have your hands down here, I'm breaking you down every time. Period. Boom. Just like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What
Like,
about like the 2-on-1? Like, they were, a lot of times they were like, you know, like use it like this.
2-on-1 sucks. You know what I mean? If you
Yeah.
get 2-on-1 anywhere,
He told me a good guy's still gonna break me down though.
oh yeah. No.
He
You're
said-
still getting broke down.
He said,
As
trying
in
to
it-
control.
as in it sucks for you to have your arm pinned. Yeah, I mean, when you're new and you don't know a lot, 2-on-1 can be a lifesaver.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, 2-on-1 will help, but you'll still get broke down, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, you just use a lot of energy. Because
Dude, that was my biggest problem, was using the energy. And,
It'll take a good couple years to figure out how,
Oh,
to,
yeah.
breathe, how to breathe when you're
Dude, and
like
like
in these matches.
they call it being heavy or whatever, but once people learn how to be heavy, I'd be into like my third 5-minute thing, and you know, you're trying to catch your breath by then, and they get heavy on you, so you can't get those full breaths. Oh man.
Breath right out of you.
Yeah, they just like laying on you, and I'm like they're short, like.
oh
can't
no,
just,
they'll
like,
cook you out for sure.
fuck.
Let you lay down. And you're using a ton of like strength and energy
Right.
to keep your head up. So yeah, I like to keep my elbows in. Hands on the hips here.
Feel the biceps.
Biceps.
What's your move on these? Underneath or just pull it up?
I'm trying to pull up.
Yeah,
I'm trying to pull up. I'm trying to get my hips higher. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
There's a lot of tricks. I mean, it's just gonna be that to figure out what.
Just the quickest way to
But
do it.
yeah, I mean, if you don't know what to do, just grab something, move something, and push something. You know, test balances here and there.
right.
But you like the gift You like to just at least get one hand. If I can just get across the body and pull him down,
Right.
that's all I need.
2-on-1 can be big for the bottom person too. If you're able to control one of my hands with two of your.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
getting that kind of robust, and then also use your legs to pull me in.
Okay.
Here. And now grab this wrist.
Okay. What's gonna keep you from pulling your head out? I just have to hold hard. I just have to hold hard.
Yeah.
Literally just have to hold the head.
Yeah, you're gonna be there.
Yeah. So use this and pull, like pull me with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to
So,
pull that arm
pull.
across this.
And then I'm
So-
trying to use my free hand on this
Yeah.
side then, right?
Yeah.
And then here. But I didn't sweep right? Or do I have to sweep?
That's technically it.
But am I just lifting or am I sweeping too?
A little bit of both.
So if I'm here, okay, let's trade me. Trade me one more time.
Here.
Okay.
I like to grab
Cheek
the
posture.
2-on-1 here.
He gets a 2-on-1. He gets around. I'm still fighting and keeping my legs wide.
A lot of times, like, it's this hip movement here where you kind of put this arm up here in the arm, or this leg up here in the armpit.
Okay.
And then when you actually do this, it's the
like your
sweep.
hip pushing
Here,
down.
get up the center. So the sweep is this movement here. So without a person, like you're holding the arm, you're reaching under. This is in the armpit.
Yep.
This.
So you're just throwing some weight. You're literally throwing
This
some
is
weight.
kind of.
Right. It's like twisting your hips.
Yeah, you want this leg to end up like straight, and so you don't roll over the top of it.
Okay.
So
I'll have to work on the gift wrap then.
yeah, it'll be a lifesaver. So we're here, here. You can reach
This
under.
hip motion right here.
This can help you get this hip motion. So once you have this secure, and you're pulling on this, holding this tight. Like you can open your legs, they're not going anywhere. So it's this motion here. And once we're here, it's like zero effort, but you see how my leg kind of got out of the way?
Yeah.
So if I don't do that, you're just gonna lay on it.
So you really gotta.
And we're gonna stop.
Right.
So and you can use this leg to kind of take out this bottom one here.
Yeah.
It's like a scissor.
Right. That's how I usually do my sweep with the bottom, just kind of hook the bottom and just come through.
Well, shit, I'll let you guys do a live round with each other if you want, so I'm not wasting your time in here.
No, you're good.
I'll kind of just watch.
Roll them.
No, this isn't time wasting at all.
No, this is helpful stuff.
We got half hour.
Oh yeah, we got some rolls.
We got some time. When you work on that sweep a little bit with some resistance, just do a little resistance, and then we'll add to like live goes from close guard. So
Make sure you use your hips to break in down a little. Yeah. So you got that arm over now, but you want to grab that gift wrap. Yep. With your top arm. There you go.
I'm pulling this arm.
Yeah, you're just pulling
keeping
it
it
up.
broke down.
Yep.
And then
Yeah, you can undo your legs. Yep, just like that. And squeeze it. Just like that. And you keep that gift wrap right there. Just
Dude, that'd be,
like that.
that'd be cool, because I don't know if your gym does it. Our gym will do bottom, ours will do like top in. Ours will do a thing where
Let me see that real quick. Let me try to speak to you with that because I've never used it.
our gym will do a thing where whoever wins the round stays,
yeah.
and then the person who lost the round goes out, and it's based on points. So if I would have done that at all, and that dude lost position, he's out, and then I stay. And I'd probably get beat by the next person. But that'd be cool, because I still haven't, I've gotten side control twice.
Those are the
We did
micro
one day.
rules.
I got side control twice, but it was white belts.
Oh yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Not yet.
Not gonna
It
happen
will.
in the
So we're
gym.
sitting here, like this here, trying to get that up there, and then we're here. And when I got this,
Roll over your ankle, is that that?
but no, it's like sweeping through. I gotta keep the gift wraps up. We're sitting here, like this. We're here, and we're here on this side, bringing this down.
Yep, so I use,
He was straightening his leg. He was literally
yeah,
like
so this leg,
using the strength of his hamstring, I think, to push.
straight, yeah, it's like a pendulum. Yeah, like that.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
And then it just kind of,
I'm not gonna work on the
it just kind of flows right out of the way.
getting his arms across and not letting him get it back. Once this gets back for a second.
Once that gives out, there it's tough.
And the base fight will be getting that gift wrap. That'll be pretty much the entire fight of that sweep. Once you got the gift wrap,
It's yours.
okay, a lot of times you don't even need the leg. So that's one of my favorite sweeps.
Yeah, you swapped me with something similar the last time.
Another super easy one, like low hanging fruit that I tried. Close guard. If I can get like their arms
Up here.
up here, and I can get like a whole
Oh, yeah.
body.
Double unders.
I can drop my legs. Just a roll. One more time. What's up, Everett?
That's how you wrap the body. You just literally like, not a grapevine, but you literally just super speed posture up straight
Super
out.
easy. Anywhere I can get and then locked up here. I open my guard and then I basically re-lock up my guard around their thighs to where their legs. And now we can just.
Can you pull that off with a high level dude who might scramble up over you?
If you
Probably
get
not.
it, but
Probably not, but it's
it might even create a good
But-
scramble, you know?
it might be such low hanging fruit that
He doesn't expect
they haven't seen it forever. They don't expect it. Like you just never know. But it's
Right.
But you're not losing anything trying it. It's
Right.
I mean, I'm never gonna know because it's only gonna be the young fucking like spazzy types that are gonna jump me that quick. The other ones aren't. The young spazzy fighter might recognize and be flexible enough to pull up over both my legs at once, but probably not.
Yeah.
No, because you can even keep them. You can fucking.
Okay, I can have them locked up basically the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, but if they have a super wide base and they're like, it's gonna be hard. But if I can get one hand over and one under, like I like this position too a lot. Where this post here, like if you think of this as a table, if you take out one of the legs, they have nowhere to stand.
Right.
So if you can take out one of the posts, if you have flexible enough hips, you can swivel this foot in and use this to lift. So these are just like super basic, easy sweeps from guard that are kind of the first ones that I try and go to.
Right. No,
a lot of times putting them together,
I use the last one.
like it's not gonna be the first one that hits, but maybe that second one because they have too wide of a base. Here, I'm gonna get down and try it.
So we're sitting here, you want to break me that in here. Okay? Up here.
I need it at least above this.
If those legs are too close together, you feel it. It's weird. Like you just feel that they're gonna go if I just rotate my hips over and roll like.
Here.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy to break it down. That's gonna be the hardest part, setting it up.
Your legs, so I don't see how hard it is.
So if he's
But see, I know what's going on.
Right.
so go back.
Because this is that's even better advantage for him right there. He just got over one of my guys.
Yeah, but that's because you asked me to fight back and I knew what was going to happen. So that's your worst case scenario.
But still, it's
It
good.
is. Yeah.
There's
Because
always
as soon as someone feels pressure, like these
Right.
good guys, as soon as they feel pressure, they know the way they can go that you can't.
Right.
But that's realistic.
That's gonna happen. So
That's how people pass their guard so fast. It's all about knowing where your pressure's at
You know
and
what?
which way they can manipulate.
I was focused too much on pushing on his legs. I didn't keep hook.
So we get here.
Alright, so if I can
We got double unders here.
fight me again. So we can.
So if you can't get these wrapped around, if you have the flexibility to lift your hips up and rotate this foot into his thigh, and you might have to like swivel your hips a little bit, get this foot hooked on the inside of his thigh if you can.
This is where kind of yoga and stuff are gonna come into play.
So,
Yep, right here.
okay.
And now use this to lift it up and roll it at speed.
Pretty quick though, because he's gonna fight for that.
And it's gonna be all hip mobility, but this works. It's gonna be all hip mobility. This is the one, I use a double under butterfly pass a lot because of this. And that's basically what we're
What's a
doing.
double under butterfly?
It's basically what we're doing. You have those double underhooks,
Okay.
and you fucking, it's a sweep, but you get that butterfly hook in, and you sweep out, and the shit works every time.
One thing that will help get that.
So
If you're not instead of having your hands clear, like extend your hips out
okay.
and get farther away from them here, and now you can have now you're a little
Oh,
farther
create
away.
space.
Yeah, creating some space
Okay.
to be able to get this.
So
in.
he's saying he gets both his hooks in before trying to sweep?
No, this is double underhooks, what he has right now.
But what's the butterfly? Getting
This
both
is
feet
this
in?
is a butterfly hook.
Uh-huh.
Is what this, with your
Okay.
foot, it's called a butterfly hook.
Okay.
So getting this in and developing these butterfly hooks is actually a skill in itself. So we're not pushing off the ground, we're lifting with this.
Okay.
And we're rolling and we're lifting.
You know, so,
What's wrong with you
there we go. So,
10 minutes.
breaking down here, get your double unders. Okay, I'm gonna be here.
So extend your hips out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Get them further away.
And then bring it a little bit, yep. There you go, almost got that butterfly hook in there.
I guess I can push, right?
Yeah.
But they're gonna know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you can push to get that butterfly hook
If you
in.
keep that top part tight enough, a lot of people don't have the hip mobility. So you're trying to push off the ground. So
You're gonna lift that one up.
There you go.
Okay. And I even can keep this leg too, right?
If I were doing it, I would try to end up with your knee on the outside of his hip, at least.
Roll over and do
So your knee, here.
Okay.
It might still have this foot stuck, and he might even lock this foot down. But
Yeah.
that's not going to matter. You can get this foot out, and
Right.
then you're in mount.
To
That's
this underhook is what I'm gonna, you're gonna want
Try
me
to
to,
roll me.
yeah, you're gonna wanna keep your underhooks and keep that butterfly hook.
Just keep that
If
pressure
you
the whole
keep
time.
this, you don't have to squeeze or nothing here, you just have to be heavy here. Yep.
When they
And
say
then
be
you're
heavy,
passing.
when they say be heavy, should I be physically trying to press on him
No.
or am I burning energy?
Just let go of
let-
everything.
Keep
Just
the,
let
keep
like
my grip good.
smash.
Just keep the forearms
Mhm.
flexed, but go heavy.
There.
Just lay and keep
You're,
it.
so you're not doing shit there, you're gonna talk
Okay.
through it and you were way heavier.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So literally,
it's not really.
I'm only
it's not
just
really a
like,
strength
well, the only
thing.
thing is like
You're
don't
not
move your
squeezing.
grip.
Yeah.
Just keep this firm
Mhm.
and then just let
Right.
it. That's my
Yeah.
only thing is just keep this. So it
Because
doesn't lose
as
that.
soon as you pass someone's guard,
Yeah.
you're in the dominant position.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's control feet,
Yeah.
hips, shoulders.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you can control those on the way down,
That
you're
leg,
fine.
that leg fight and stuff, like people have figured out how to use the lower part of their body.
Yeah,
I gotta learn that.
Forget him.
Dude, it's like fighting monkeys.
Nah.
Like those dudes who've been doing it and like they literally have like extra set of arms. Fuck.
And it's
Crazy.
and the people that just won't, just refuse to even mess with it. I mean, it's half the body. Like,
Right.
I don't necessarily want to know attacks. I just want to know how to defend against it. Because I prefer just smothering and
Right,
smashing
yeah.
and getting behind people and
Mhm.
choking them. Just
That's what I prefer too. Like I've learned a little bit of leg defense and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get here. And that's how I normally get it. Just like a redirection. Then we're sitting here because even here, like with my wrist like this, he's not going nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're sitting here, we're getting outside of him. We're getting outside of him. We got that butterfly hook here. We take that, lift it, and I stay right here. I stay right here in this position after I sweep.
You don't have to worry about getting too high on him.
Right here, honestly, with his arms above his head,
Yeah.
and me as close to that,
Yeah.
he's probably not moving me
Okay.
anywhere. You know what I mean?
If
He's
he
gonna have to
starts-
wait for,
is-
he's gonna have to wait for me to settle, either in the mount
Yeah.
or side, to
Yeah.
start using one of his escapes.
Okay.
You know?
And if you get a white belt with that and you're smothering like that,
they're not gonna be calm and cool and collected down
No.
there. They're gonna be panicking
Craziness.
shit. Like they're gonna be freaking
Craziness.
out.
It'd be like if I got, you know.
But if I mean, like
It's
two,
like-
2 year and above experience, like
Yeah.
they're comfortable here. They're gonna ride it out. They're gonna find
Oh yeah.
ways to breathe. They're gonna find little openings. So you're gonna have different reactions and everything you do.
And those
That's
butterfly
crazy.
hooks are so key. Like butterfly hooks and underhooks. Like if you could, after you focused on breaking guard and getting beat up in guard, focus on getting an underhook. Because Happy, guy who taught you, he told me like 9 months ago, he's like, this is a battle of underhooks. He's like, if you lose the battle of the underhook, you're gonna be in a worse position before you know it.
When you're on,
You know?
when I'm
Top, bottom, it doesn't matter.
really,
Like it doesn't matter
Even
because
on
like
top-
even
even on-
here, like, because look at this.
Yeah.
If we're here,
So
if we're here,
let's go to
Yeah, let's go.
half guard. Half guard is it's a neutral position for both of us. There's a lot of offense and good from bottom. There's a lot of defense. You can play
Right.
defense from bottom. There's a lot of good offense and like from top. It all depends on this shoulder and who can control this shoulder.
Right.
So this underhook here,
he
is
wants
gonna be-
this underhook,
It's gonna be big.
and so do I.
okay.
You know what I
Because
mean?
pretty much every escape and every defense starts with getting this underhook and getting this shoulder down to the hip. You
Okay.
know? So this is where the fight's get.
Right.
Once I get here, if I'm connected, I don't want to lose this.
Okay.
So if I can pin this to the mat here, I can start working out my leg. You just split.
Butterfly hook, man.
Yeah, exactly.
He uses them so good, like
Butterfly hook. You use these everywhere.
crazy. He uses them so much. Yeah, he's better than me. So.
But it would be better to be in legit full mount than to have your hooks in, or is
Oh,
it
yeah.
better to keep your hooks in while in full mount?
full mount.
Full mount. Don't keep the butterfly hooks in.
For the top person?
We're just gonna slide into full mount.
Okay.
It'll be like this.
It took me a long time to really get comfortable in mount. I used to lose mount a lot. And you can find comfort in these butterfly hooks without like losing like
You want to
offensive.
be under your butt.
Yeah. I
This
mean,
is where you want to be.
this is a good position here.
Squeezing, keeping hooked.
Your knees.
Just keep them there.
Yep.
You know,
Start
because
working these arms
what I'm
up.
gonna want to do here,
Yep.
what I'm gonna want to do here is bring him up over here.
Yep.
Here.
You're trying to get to your side.
I'm trying to get to my side.
Get a knee shield.
Oh look,
A butterfly.
a butterfly hook. You know what I mean? And then we're extending that way.
Okay.
I use butterfly hooks all the time. So
Right.
bottom, anywhere I can get a butterfly hook in and get hips out.
Like we're just
Like,
literally just butterfly hooking the shit out of each other. Like, stand up.
Well, if you guys want to do a round, and then I'll do rounds too, but the only thing I'm going to be doing is trying to break guard and keep guard.
yeah, we can just do
And you can just try to
situational
submit
guard.
me, however you want to work on submit me.
Oh, you're good, yeah.
I'll just focus on. two questions from watching.
Did not get that in.
I got two questions from watching. You had him inside control at one point.
I had him.
No, you had him inside control at one point.
I didn't clear his arm.
Well, you at one point.
I had that
no,
first.
You had him
That's what you
inside.
guys did. But you should have. I could have tapped a couple times probably.
You had him inside control, and you had his head in his arm. But then I noticed you gave up the head and were really focused on like you really went for his arm, but I couldn't see why you were wanting his arm so bad.
Me?
Inside control, yeah. You had him inside
Straight
control,
arm.
and it looked like you were just
Yeah.
you were only worried about his arm.
Yeah. No, I was set
Not
up.
that I need to learn it, but
No,
I
you
noticed
do.
you gave up that you
So-
had good side control, and then it looked like you purposely were trying to go for one arm.
So what I needed to do is I fell down into good side control because he pretty much let me.
Yep.
But, so I was here.
Yep.
What I needed to do was get him to his side a little bit and bring this arm up here. I let him keep it here.
Getting this arm in.
But what I did was isolate this arm here,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
try to grab it,
Yep. I saw you do that.
And
You
then
gave up his head, and I was like, "What's he doing?"
ditching the head here.
Oh, you were trying to attack the actual arm.
Straight arm lock.
Okay.
Here.
Is that when I escaped?
Yeah,
Maybe.
it was.
So when you had this arm isolated,
I didn't have this arm, that was a problem.
I had my arm over this.
Right.
So you were still trying to isolate this arm,
Mm-hmm.
but I was able to dive this under here.
Yep.
And you were so focused on this arm.
Yeah, I never dealt with this arm.
Yeah.
I didn't take the first step.
This is called the ghost escape.
Mm-hmm.
So him getting that arm under was the downfall of that?
Yes. Him keeping here because, look, he can just come out and then we're wrestling up.
And this gets neutral all of a sudden. Like
Mhm.
this isn't in danger anymore in that position in the 56.
He was going for the darts.
So if we go back, he was so focused on isolating this arm,
Yep.
and he was like this,
Yep.
that once I got here, I was able to keep my side pressed up against his arm here, and keep this shoulder pinned against his head.
Yep.
So all of this is compressed together.
Oh,
So
so
once I got out, this was a submission here that I was attempting.
I'm
But I
thinking you're
couldn't
just trying to get out, and while you're getting out, you're literally getting into a submission.
He locked in the darts choke because I was lazy, but I let him have the underhook.
So you were trying to attack the arm. That's what you were doing. That's why I saw you like purposely like go over the head.
No, when I get that arm, it's trouble if you don't have that underhook. Because I've submitted people in here with that same thing. I've submitted people basically everywhere I go with that.
Being a white belt, I was like, I mean, you're so far from an arm bar. Why do you want that arm so bad? But I forget there's like shoulder cracks and blah blah blah. And then I noticed as you were taking his back, you got really hyper focused on a 2-on-1 on an arm instead of like going for the choke right away.
When I
You
was
physically
actually
choked.
on his back,
As you were kind of getting around the backside of him, I noticed you went real focused on one arm on a 2-on-1.
Well, I can only defend with one arm then. Number one, and he has his arm to choke.
Okay.
so any chance I get, I'm heading for the back in any position I get.
It's usually like this too.
And a good just way to get there is this Kimura grip here, whether it's like this grip here, it's called the seat belt. One arm under and one arm over.
Yep.
Whether we're on the back or we're on side
Right.
control
Yep.
or mount or knee on belly or whatever, any chance I get, if I can get one arm isolated and I'm here, like
That's seatbelt.
this is a control point here that I love to have.
Right, because you're
So
sitting
anywhere I am, I'm controlling. And if I can regather this grip, then I can essentially regather the neck.
But is that a submission in itself right there?
No.
You got a control of an arm, you got his back, you kind of got.
I mean, he
his
could
arm
transition it. He could kick me off the shoulder.
I can move it
transition it.
into
Yeah.
Like-
bars or triangles
Right.
or
Really, anything.
there's a lot of submissions from back here. You're in a lot of
He
control.
could completely disengage off my back and keep this grip watch. Here,
Yeah, and I do it a lot.
like, I'm sitting here, and it doesn't matter.
I can use this to regain that.
It's like,
Okay.
Like
Okay.
this grip.
I'm
is-
still here.
So that's why you got hyper focused on keeping your hand on that arm.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So one.
But once I'm here and I'm in a position that I like to be in, on this underhook side,
Yep.
I'll just control it with this one hand. And just take this out of the equation.
This is what fucked me. That's what got me choked too. Was
Yeah,
him
and then-
controlling this because
And then I
when
just start
I'm
going for
here-
the choke because he has to defend it. If he doesn't, he'll just get choked.
Yeah.
And once you defend,
They say never trust your neck.
Mm-hmm.
once you defend it is when I'm going to try to trap this arm any way I can.
Wait. Okay, so you go for the right now. You have this.
Right.
You're taking this out of the equation.
Mhm.
You go for that. He goes for
And
this.
I would be trying to get this arm.
But you don't want to. You don't want to let go of this, right?
He's not gonna either.
So you have to somehow grab this with just your foot.
Watch.
I grab hold of our
Oh, because he's so
Because
focused
I'm
on
so-
pulling
yeah.
away
And if
that
I'm
then
like
you just
this,
give it to
He
him.
could let me. You know.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
He's so worried about
Right, and
getting
then-
choked.
and then here, like,
And once I'm here, I can cross my legs. I can cut this behind,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like,
and it's just a matter of time before you work
Mhm.
this out.
Oh. And then once you're in deep enough, you can let go of that arm because
Mhm.
you're so deep. Okay.
that's when he let go of
And
it.
that's my entire game plan. Every match, every match.
Okay.
And every path I take, every position I'm in, my goal is to find a way there.
Well, you're probably gonna submit me fast, but
Yeah, no, it's
I'll set a timer for
practice my
this.
guards.
And you can go as light as you want.
Ropes here.
Okay.
Whose big shoes are these?
I should be there.
What?
Yeah.
Whose big shoes?
Nemo. Me and my. Do we have your idea?
I don't know. I think. Maybe. Oh,
That's the biggest spike.
watch YouTube on. Hey, me, they hear watch YouTube on my TV. Hear that crackle? Oh! Oh! That hurt. Okay.
You want your friends. You want your friends.
I want to let go of this arm.
Yeah, it's not
I was like, go
in
this
the long
long.
run.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, you
These
want
are
I
frames.
literally want my frames.
Yes.
Dad.
Because if I get here,
inside,
because I'm going to start breaking one too.
get the elbow
Or I want the
inside.
underhook still.
11.
But elbow in.
Oh.
Now, that's a dumb question. Why can't I have it out here?
It's just isolated, it's in danger right there, it's not really serving you. Inside, you'll be able to relieve a lot of pressure off your body.
Stuff like this.
So I want the elbow in.
Yeah.
But I want to keep the underhook, right? I don't want to end up like this, do I?
I'll put your hand on the hip and the elbow.
Right here.
Try to create
Keep
space.
this knee up, right?
Yep, try to create space,
Yeah.
get your hips away.
Sure.
And all I'm trying to do is get the knee in.
Yep.
Yep.
Trying to shrimp to get a knee in.
Now you're in a much better position.
Right, this is half. So start from here. You're going to want to be on your side, always.
Okay.
Framing out.
Yep, and this is
Keep
where the
me
battle
away.
of that underhook.
You know what I mean?
and that
Still
bar
in the
shoulder.
hip. Here, the hip's good here. Double on the shoulders, even better. One shoulder. Because if you go here, I'll flatten you out very fast.
Okay.
Keep it over here.
And I'm trying to stay on my side and not be
Yeah,
funny.
you can
Yep.
work your knee out into a closed guard, get back,
Try to get your
start
full guard
working
back,
your way
you
back
know?
into closed guard. Bring that knee that's
This
inside.
one will come around here.
Yep. Then rotate
Yeah.
your hips around.
And I'll probably stick it here. You know what I mean? Like,
Try to
you'll probably get it to here, and I'll stick it here, and then it's your job to try to get me to come up like this and take it back.
Or you're right there to grab a butterfly hook and try that sweep also.
Okay.
In that
Over here.
transition.
Yeah, you just try to keep me from passing to your side. So we're here, here. So what you don't want is for me to get this underhook. But it's hard to think about everything, you know? So you're right here, elbows tight.
Okay.
Elbows tight, right here. Don't let them move. I'm gonna be digging here. You're gonna wanna get this under here, like that.
I gave him a worse position or a better position.
You definitely gave him a better position.
This is over. Go.
Appreciate this, man. I know I'm trying to cut into there.
No, this is what it's for, bro. No, this is what it's for. We were all
I can only keep their attention for like half the class anyways. So. It's fine.
Good. Good.
Do
Game.
you think if I start
Goodbye.
watching again?
See
I was trying to
you.
think of. Better for you to feel it or see it. So, on defending down here,
Okay.
Like keep it on your side.
I'm trying. If I, as a top person, I really do want to flatten him out.
Yeah.
That's the number one goal
It's
here.
much easier to pass this half guard. You flatten the shoulder out and get this shoulder to the
All
mat.
right. So me trying to flatten you out, you do your thing.
So if I'm here, I want to. When this is good, this here, I'm gonna be trying to hook. So I want to be
Henry,
getting
this
into
is
this
throwing me
position.
off.
Except I don't want this way up here. If I'm way up here, take this arm and swivel it around and under. It's called the wizard here.
Yeah.
And there's submissions from here. There's jokes. This is not a good position. But you don't want to leave your arm here because I can pin this. Use this.
So pushing.
Henry, turn towards me.
Right now you're trying to get out. Should I be actively trying? I know the wizard you said is submission, but should I be actually trying to get back under?
And try to, yeah, you always want that under.
Wait,
If you focus on underhooks and butterfly hooks as like just the two
not to Everett.
basics, that will get you a long way, along with the closed guard stuff. But like, just, you'll if you start keeping those in your mind, you see them. So yeah, I'm here. My main job here is to keep space here until I can get here.
Make it cut.
Now I'm just trying to work.
Because that's kind of close up.
Yeah.
Everett.
And if you post, where I am, where I want to be.
I slapped him.
Because that's where you wizard, you don't post, you know.
I knocked him and they can make
You
it.
learn, yep.
Alright, so here.
So if I can.
Come on, do it.
I don't want you to hand, right?
What is that to you? Oh, this is how you move. This is how you move. Yeah, you're like buggy because you're like
Two on one here.
spin around your finger. Like this.
He puts techniques to it, it's going to be ground for
When you
everybody.
slap him on the forehead, look at the sound of it. Look at the
That's good to
sound.
hear. I'm not weak.
That was on the top of the head. What's the sound of it? Can I?
You do the butt, grab back on it, you gotta posture up, man. You gotta fucking chest out. Yes, chest out, come on. Knee to the butt and back out.
Everett, tell him to pay out.
Hand to the solar plexus sternum. It's too far out. You can keep him down with your hand right in the middle of his gut right now. Combat stance.
Superman KO! Superman! Hold him still.
His arm that's framing your arm there, you just grab it and
You know that. Look, we're on the side. Do that.
go bye-bye soon. Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be trying to go yeah, the butterfly hook. I didn't even know it was in.
You know, you did a good job there.
Yeah, you. I think you have. So if you pin my leg again, we're in a good position.
Right.
See, the problem is I don't know things. I was like,
You don't know what you don't know.
I don't know
You
what
have
happened.
to mess it up to know you messed it up. You know what I mean?
So
But you did a good job. You went straight
And I was
down.
like,
You
yeah,
went,
so it's right
it
there.
surprised me because you went straight to that front knee combat stance. You remembered that. And then you just dropped that.
And then I got there and I was like,
If you go,
from here,
if you
like,
take
put me
this,
over.
if you take this, and you put this leg clear out here as soon as you stabilize up,
He's not gonna grab it though?
dude, you're clear out here. Like, if I'm here, like this, I'm out here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, he can try to grab it all he wants. You know what I mean? Like, because versus smash passing.
Side control.
You know what I mean? Like,
I look the wrong way.
because, like I said, control your hips.
Yeah.
Then try to find a way to control your shoulders. You never want to go from like feet to into shoulders because you'll never get it. You know, you want to go.
So what you just said I don't want to do?
Yeah, you want to go feet, hips, shoulders.
One more time. Keep head shoulders. So, what was the thing you did wrong the first time you told me I don't want to do?
I passed the hips.
So you threw this out of the way, you just wait. There's usually a lot of openings when you skip that and skip the control position.
Okay.
Because in the gi, it's a lot easier. Just to get the pants, get rid of that fall in. You know what I mean? Then you have the hips.
Hands to the hips.
Then you're out here.
Yep. With a really good guy, before you drop that knee over, am I at risk for still taking my bag?
Yeah.
With a really, with bigger, like rounder people, you're built
See how he
better.
has this underhook? I probably didn't fall.
Yeah, so if I can time it and get this
Right.
under here,
Oh, no, we're tied on these.
more risk sliding that knee out.
There's always a counter.
Yeah, no, I've noticed. It's like,
So like you're easier, like
So we're here, we're dealing with this. Yeah, this underhook is where I want to fight with. Okay? Even if like you don't get full under, if I can get this elbow here, this is better than that.
right then you still, and then your other focus goes knees.
go bust this,
Knees.
and then you'll be on my hip line. And I'm trying to go down into here and half, you know what I mean?
Sliding out the way, and giving up this rotation.
Yeah, what do you do?
I like keeping this knee pinned against the body,
Okay.
and this, you can hold this all day, and it's not going to make much difference. Easily open it up, pick it out. If I really want to,
No, it's more like
I
this.
can like open this, slide this knee down.
This.
Okay.
Wait, Henry,
I like keeping my knee pinned
Right.
close to the body, like above my weight if I can.
No, this is good.
But there's also
Stop.
Yeah, no,
you
he'll
can
be
go around the
like
head.
you'll be cross facing. You know what I mean? Yeah. It'll be a lot. It'll be a lot nastier than just here. You know what I mean? Like
Anytime they raise your toes, you're like,
He's slapping me.
you want me to get this thing to you, like, right now, class, on, you're doing your technique, you're like, but I'm not gonna lie to you, it's very uncomfortable when you start going like because
no, that's good to know.
the ideal thing is to make it anytime someone is in any position of getting like you're trying to make them uncomfortable so they move.
Right.
Pushing the throat, the blade of your hand, getting throat.
Covering the mouth, you know what I mean? This is all stuff we don't do to new people, but it's all stuff we're forced to do to people that will just smash us, you know what I mean?
Anything
Like,
you do to somebody, they're going to do back to you.
Right.
Like that way.
no, I had to show that to a fucking 16-year-old kid yesterday in live rolls. Like, he tripped the fuck out, flattened me with this trip. You know what I mean? And I'm like I was trying not to get mad, you know what I mean? But the next roll I said, hey, remember you tripped me. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like, I just smashed
So you
him.
guys,
And he's like,
you guys were standing.
yeah, like he just boom and smashed me with this trip. And I could have hit a trip, I could have thrown him, you know what I mean? I was just trying to be easy with this dude because he was such minor, you know? But I locked him this nasty head arm choke and he was like refusing to tap. And he almost went out. You know what I mean? Like, he almost let himself go out. He looked at me, he's like,
So when I was in your guard and I got pushed back quite a bit, you were telling me to push on the sternum or the hip.
yep. Yeah.
As soon as you have your posture, so I had to keep going or what?
As soon as you have your posture, you can use as low as the sternum. You know what I mean? So back flip and break that. You don't really want to go much lower than that, but
Are the girls coming?
I want to lead warm-ups.
Doing
So
cartwheels?
if you were here, you have big frames here. Knee up the center. Once you're here, you can only go so far. So you want to lock your hands back one at a time. Don't put them on the mat. Put on the
All
sternum,
the way around.
center, and hips. And
that's how you posture, right there.
Henry, no, you
now, once this is
have
open, I don't want this closing back.
How's that seem?
But as I'm doing that, the dude's gonna be trying to.
Yeah, he's going to be.
Yeah.
He's going to be pulling, he's going to be using his legs to try and break it down. So it's going to be, it's going to be a fight.
It's like pushing.
You get that knee in right away.
Yeah, that comment,
And
yeah.
this knee in, and you can take it this way. You can take it this way as well.
I can do the round off.
This way is uncomfortable as well.
Motion to the
I love that. I love that combat stance right there. It scares people, number one, because your shin's right there on, you know what I mean? And it's so easy to just put to either side, whatever side you want it, you know what I mean? And it works very
The
good.
knee up the middle, no matter the level, the knee up the middle is
The knee up the middle is the move.
Yeah, they're black belts use it all the time.
Combat stance.
There's nothing, I'm not knowing that they're gonna.
I mean, there's counters to it. There's ways to, but yeah, it's by far probably the safest. Yeah, once these are locked up and you, once they're unlocked, yeah, go this way, go this way.
Yep.
Depending on, but we're always trying to get that far, the other side underhook. So if I go this way, I want this underhook here. If I go this way, I prefer this underhook here. Over here.
You're basically almost the side control.
Yeah, and that's where
And all
I'm
you're doing is, I have this up, but you're eventually gonna get it. You gotta get it.
or I can straight to mouth. I might need this.
Okay.
So let's give him a chest. And
Yeah, I fully believe in that combat stance as soon as that full guard's broken. You know what I mean? I truly believe in that shit. Like, to keep you safe and to keep that position that you just earned, that combat stance is money because they can't hip up in your knee. You know what I mean? Like that over here. They can't hit. They're just broke down. You
Combat stance was
the body lock pass works a lot better. The body lock pass. You have this knee and it's pinned here.
Is it dangerous to lock the body and not the arms though? Like, can I end up just? Is there a submission or something? There's always danger. What was the guard? You like knee? Flip the combat? Just that? Is the combat? You did something
When you break the guard, that's the combat
You did
stance.
something. You brought this knee over, and then you did something with the foot. Or you brought this knee up, and you did something.
It's a knee shield. So I had this knee up here blocking me from getting down.
But there's some when you pass this, you purposely like brought this leg, or you made me uncomfortable. You like brought my leg up with this leg, or you did something. You posted that with your foot or something.
When I was
Oh, you took it out. Yeah, you did that.
Yeah, this leg here.
Which I lose control of this for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just opens you up. And then once I'm here, pivot this foot. These windshield, these are called windshield right starting to heel your butt.
Yeah.
Heel. So once I'm here, I pivot this, and I grab the inside of your leg. And then I can,
So you brought that up just so you could swing it.
just so I can hold this leg here.
Yeah, you stepped over, and I was kind of focused on this, and then all of a sudden, well, so you stepped over, I was focused on this, and all of a sudden, yeah, this leg got right off the ground, and I was like, what
I'm
the?
here.
I'm gonna keep it up here.
You're gonna
Wait, what should I do? You got over, I should be sitting, I should be trying to control this down. Okay. What should I be doing? Should I be trying to tighten this leg? So, what is it? Okay.
So there is a counter. There is a counter.
There's always a counter.
You just gotta beat him to it.